This is Coalie. So this is him with his sister. We had adopted both of them together.
He has always been a cat that has liked to be outside. It was all we could do to keep him in the house. He started splitting his time between us and a neighbor that lived another block down.
So we had him for about 4 years. We went on our camping trip and we came back and then we just didn't see him.
We thought he was at the neighbor's. The neighbor thought he was at our house. And about a month went by before we both realized we hadn't seen him.
We waited for a long time to see if he would come back, and he never did.
That was summer of 2020. We searched and searched for him. We had flyers up. I had his microchip flagged as missing. A few weeks ago, my husband sent me a text and he said someone found Coalie. It was a veterinary clinic out in Purdy who had scanned him when he was brought in by someone. And so this was 3.5 years later. He turned up. He was living out in Long Branch, Washington. That's about 45 minutes from here. It's over the Narrows Bridge and the Purdy, Washington Bridge, way out on the Key Peninsula. The lady who took him to the vet had been feeding him since about October. So she decided to take him in for a checkup, and his microchip popped up as being a lost cat. And she called me and went out and picked him up.
My parents told me that we were just gonna run out over the bridge to go grab something. We went into the lady's house and I was like, what are we doing here? And he walked past me. My mom was like, do you recognize him? And I was like, no, it had been so long. The thought went through my head, but I really couldn't be like, oh, that's him. I got down low and looked at him, and definitely like a heart skip because I was in complete shock.
He remembered our house, knew exactly where the food dish was and the litter pan is, but he also remembered right where the cat door was.
We were a little scared our first day that he might not come back, but he did. He came back the next day. So that was definitely a relief to have him back. And then he just hangs out in that guest bed. He'll sleep there for 8 hours and he does his own thing. And he's not a cat that looks towards you for affection.
Here, kitty, kitty. Here, bud.
You kind of have to go towards him, and I mean, he likes pets. If he's sleeping, you pet him. He's not gonna run away from you or bite, but he's definitely a little solo dude.